Morning changed everything, or at least it tried to. Daylight has a way of making the impossible feel childish, like your brain exaggerated, like your fear needed sleep more than answers. The floorboards looked ordinary again, flat, dry, unthreatening. Sex 1.2. No movement, no sound, no breathing. Sex for a full minute. I just stood there, staring at the exact spot beneath my bed, waiting. Nothing stared back. I almost laughed at myself. Almost. Until I crouched down and ran my fingers across the wood. That's when I felt it. 3 shallow dents. Not scratches, not cracks from age. Indented impressions. Circular, evenly spaced. Like knuckles pressed upward, hard, from below. My throat tightened, because dents don't form from dreams. I told myself I needed proof, evidence, logic, structure. So I began walking through the house again, slowly, mapping it, counting steps, measuring walls with my eyes. That's when something didn't add up. From outside, the house looked narrow, compact. But inside, the hallway stretched farther than it should. I counted 12 steps from the bedroom to the kitchen. Outside, that distance couldn't have been more than 8. I counted again, still 12. The walls weren't shifting, they weren't breathing, they were misaligned. Like something inside the structure was occupying space that shouldn't exist. And then I noticed it, behind the coat rack near the hallway corner. The wood paneling didn't line up perfectly. One vertical strip sat slightly deeper, almost invisible, unless you were looking for it. I wasn't breathing normally anymore. I moved the coats aside, slowly. The air near that section of wall felt colder, not dramatically, just subtly wrong. So I pressed my palm against the panel. The wood felt damp, not with water, with condensation, like something cold was pressing against the other side. I pushed. The panel didn't swing. It shifted inward slightly, like a breath being drawn. A thin vertical crack appeared, pitch black behind it. And from that darkness came the faintest sound. Not breathing, not movement, waiting. I widened the opening. Cold air rushed past my face, and with it, the smell of wet soil, freshly turned earth. There were stairs, concrete, narrow, descending sharply into shadow. The listing never said there wasn't a basement. It said, no basement access. Now I understood why. I turned on my phone flashlight. The beam looked weak, small, insufficient. The light barely reached halfway down. After that, nothing. Each step down felt wrong, not unstable, not broken, wrong. Halfway down, something moved. It wasn't a scurry, not a scramble, not panic. It sounded deliberate, controlled, like something adjusting its posture, waiting for me to finish descending. I should have stopped, but there's something about unanswered fear. It demands confrontation. When I stepped off the final stair, my shoes didn't hit concrete. They sank slightly. The basement floor was dirt, soft, fresh, disturbed. The walls were unfinished stone, moisture crawling along the edges. And in the center, was a single wooden chair facing the stairs. Not broken, not dusty, placed. My light flickered. For less than a second, something stood behind the chair. Sex tall, unnaturally thin, head slightly tilted. Then the light stabilized. The chair was still there, alone, but the dirt around it had changed. Footprints, fresh, leading toward me, not from the back of the room, from the stairs. I slowly turned my head upward. The staircase behind me was darker than before. And then, a step. Not wood, not concrete. It's bare, skin against cement. Another step, closer. I wasn't alone in the basement. Something had followed me down. And something else had been waiting here the entire time.